Hi, I am Movie Man. I am an octopus who reviews movies, and today's review is going to be on. So, this is my first review in like 2 weeks now. Um, yeah, because as if you guys follow my community posts on YouTube, you may know that I was in Torremolinos for a week, but I'm back now, and now that I've returned, I am back to doing movie reviews. As you guys may know, my last movie review was Fast Sex, and that was nearly 2 weeks ago now. So yeah, I haven't put up a review in 2 weeks now. But in that time, however, before I went to Torremolinos, I actually saw two movies in the cinema. Those two being The Little Mermaid and Hypnotic. Now here's the thing. I actually did film a review of The Little Mermaid, and I finished editing it all together. I was gonna put it up, but unfortunately I ran out of space on my phone, so then I just couldn't do it. And by that point I'd flown off to Torremolinos and just didn't really have time to be making any reviews. And well, for most of the holiday my space was gone, so yeah, I ended up just delaying both of those reviews. Now you're probably wondering if I am still gonna make my reviews of The Little Mermaid and Hypnotic. So first off, I am honestly not gonna bother making a review of Hypnotic. Why? Because the thing is, I already have a review up on Letterboxd, which I will put in this. I'll put a link to my Letterboxd review of Hypnotic in the video's description. So at the moment, I'm not planning to make a review of Hypnotic. I might do a review like eventually, but at the moment anyways, I am not really planning to. But if you would like to see a review of the film from me, if you go into the description of this video, you can find my Letterboxd review of Hypnotic. So if you want to read my review, then the link is in the description. Now as for my review of The Little Mermaid, I'm planning to do it all again eventually at some point, but probably not for the next good few days or so. But I might eventually put up my Little Mermaid review. So in case I end up doing so, then I recommend to stay tuned. I did also kind of do a review of The Little Mermaid on Letterboxd, but it wasn't really a proper review, so I don't know if I count it. But at the moment I'm planning to put up once again, my proper review of the Little Mermaid, my honest thoughts on it. So in case I do end up putting up the Little Mermaid review, then I recommend to stay tuned. Okay, well now that you know the whole deal about those two reviews, let's get on to the actual review that I'm doing today. My review of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, unfortunately, I did not get to see the film opening weekend because, of course, I was off on holidays. But I came back home yesterday and I went to go see it last night. And so now that I've finally seen it, do I love it as much as everyone else has? And the answer is yes. Yes. I do think it's as good as everyone says it is. I would go so far as to say that, for now anyways, I think this is the best Spider-Man movie. I would go that far. And in fact, not only that, but I think it might actually be my new favorite movie of the year. Now, I'd have to properly think about it, but yes, I do think that this actually could. I think this might actually be my new favorite movie of the year so far, because when I came out of the cinema last night after seeing the movie, like, I was actually blown away. I was completely blown away by how brilliant it was. And as I said, this could be my new favorite film of the year, and yeah, I think this is the best Spider-Man movie. So yeah, let's talk a bit about this film. The animation, first off, the animation, just, what can I say? I mean, we all talked about how the animation in the first movie was like a huge leap for animation, like, just because how brilliant it was. But this movie just, it took it a whole step further. Like all, like, this film, it combines like so many different animation styles. Like, there's tons of different animation styles in this movie that's all combined into one. It's just absolutely brilliant. Like this film, it's like a moving art picture. Like, I'm not joking. You could take, like, pretty much like any shot from this movie and just make it a poster in your room or something, because, like, it's that brilliant. And I even think that the film even does some interesting things with its animation that are just really good, honestly. So yeah, the animation in this movie is brilliant, and it's quite possibly the best animation I've ever seen in a film. Um, there's also the pace in this movie. Now, this is actually a pretty long movie. This film is 2 hours and 16 minutes long. And an interesting fact is, this movie is actually, this film has actually held a record because it is, as of now, the longest animated film of all time. And like, but even for a film with that long runtime, I really did not feel the runtime was dragging or that it was going by too quickly. Like a minor complaint that I had with Into the Spider-Verse. This is a very small minor complaint. I'd still give it a 10 out of 10 despite it. Is that I did feel that at times, but not often, but at small amounts of time, the pace could go by a little too quickly. But honestly, I really wasn't bothered by it. That much. And this film, it does not feel long. It really does not feel like a long movie. But with that being said, though, I wouldn't say that it rushes too quickly either. Cause like, the film just, it does so much in like every scene to keep you engaged. Like, I'm not joking. I only went to the bathroom once during the entire film. I kept on throughout the movie. I know I did eventually go at one point, but throughout the film I kept on just holding it because each scene just kept on engaging me more and more. So yeah, the film had brilliant animation and a brilliant pace as well. There's also the sounds and music. Now, the sounds and music in the first movie was brilliant, and yeah, I think the sounds and music in this movie is also absolutely superb. Now there's not really as many there's not many like noticeable music numbers in this film compared to the first movie. But honestly, I don't really mind it though, because I mean there was that song played during the credits which I thought was brilliant. Which honestly I don't think that the film it didn't really need like those music numbers, because it was just a brilliant film altogether, and I think the score that we had for the film was very good too. So then there's the characters, and the characters were definitely a strong point. They were a strong point in the first movie, and they were a strong point in this film as well. So first off, there's Miles. Now, Miles was a brilliant protagonist in Into the Spider-Verse, and yeah, in this movie, he's once again just he's just superb. I mean his arc at the end of the first movie about how he learns to become Spider-Man. I thought it was wrapped up. I thought that aspect of him was wrapped up perfectly in the first film, but the way that this movie continues his character arc from the first film. It was just, it was amazing. I thought it was brilliant the way they went about it. It was amazing. And like, and he does take a lot of risks in the film, and you do understand why he does it. And yeah, I think Miles is a brilliant protagonist. There's also Gwen. Now, Gwen was very good in the first film, and once again, in this movie, she's actually, I actually say she's even better in this film, because in this movie they actually gave Gwen a lot of development in this film, and I think some of the development that they gave her character was just amazing, and I won't now without giving much away. It even has a few parallels to Miles' character from the first movie. So yeah, I think the way that they expanded on Gwen's character was just absolutely amazing. Then there's Miles' parents. Now, in the first movie, I thought I liked them in the first. I thought they were good in the first movie, but in this film, they're actually even better. Like, they were actually in a lot more of this film than I thought they would be. Judging from the trailers, I kind of had the feeling like they probably weren't going to be in this film that much, but no, they were actually in this film a good bit. And in the scenes that they were in, I thought they were brilliant. Like, they do scold Miles a good bit in the film, but you do understand where they come from. And not to mention, they can actually be really funny at times. So yeah, the two of them were very good. Then there's Peter B. Parker, who was of course, he was in the previous film. He was very good in the first movie, and once again in this film, he's very good. It's like, this movie continues his, they did continue his character a bit, but I don't think we get quite as much development to him as we do with Gwen and Miles. But there is a bit more. So we do see that since the previous film, he has gotten back with MJ, and they now have a baby daughter known as Mayday. And yeah, but what they do with his character, I really liked. I thought it was very good. What they did with him. And as for Mayday, I won't say much, but there's not really much to her, because she's just a little baby. She's Peter B. Parker's baby daughter, but yeah, she's very cute. She's honestly really cute. And then there's the villain of the movie, the Spot. Now, I've got to say, well, when we first meet the Spot, he does come across as a bit of a pathetic villain, just as they say in the movie, a villain of the week. But as the film goes on, you can tell he's becoming much less of a wimp. He's starting to become way more powerful, and he is genuinely a menacing multiversal threat. And the way that they explained his backstory and everything, while it may not be quite exactly the most original backstory. I thought it was brilliant. Um, yeah. I like the way that they explained how he becomes the Spot. It's it's brilliant. It's not exactly the most original thing, but it is superb. And yeah, and they added a lot more to the first film's lore and everything. It was brilliant. I loved it. So yeah, the Spot was definitely a great villain. Um, and now there's a bunch of other spider people as well. Um, like we have Jessica Drew, also a Spider Woman. She was very good. Um, like she the I liked what the film did with her character, and I do kind of like the development she goes through and everything, and yeah, like I'm definitely enthusiastic to see more of her. Um, there's a bunch of other Spider people as well, like such as Spider-Man India, Spider-Punk, Spider-Bite, Scarlet Spider, and I won't say much about them, but I love them. I thought they were all brilliant. Um, and then of course there's Miguel O'Hara, also known as Spider-Man 2099, and he was very good. Like, like, like he can come across a bit of a villain. I don't know if I exactly call him a villain, but like he is quite a broken individual. Um, and he kind of does he does try to do some things which which can kind of be seen as a bit psychopathic, but at the same time you understand why he does it. And yeah, I loved what the film did with this character. I thought it was brilliant. And can I just say that Oscar Isaac was brilliant in his voice performance? Like, I'm not joking. At times, I actually forgot that it was Oscar Isaac voicing him. And there was of course also his little like AI assistant Lila. She was very good. I thought that there was some funny jokes in the film involving her. I thought she was very good. And of course throughout the movie there's a whole bunch of other spider people in it. There's like a ton of cameos, and it is just super fun pointing each of these cameos out. So yeah, the film was brilliant character wise, and it was brilliant cameo wise. And the plot of the movie was brilliant. The way that it continues from the first movie, it adds a lot more to the characters, added lots of multiverse. I loved it. It was amazing. And the narrative structure was superb. Like, of course, Miles is the main character, and of course we do. The film adds to his character brilliantly, but they also expand upon all these other characters, like Wave expands upon Gwen, the Spot, Spider-Man 2099, etc. It's brilliant. I love it. And there's even a few parallels that you can really notice throughout the film, and I think it's superb. So, overall, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, it's brilliant. I think it's my new favourite movie of the year. It's my new favourite Spider-Man movie. Like, everything about it is brilliant. The animation, the pace, the score, the characters, the cameos, the plot, just the way it continues from the first film, it expands, it adds to all these characters. It's just amazing. And like that ending, like after how the film ends, I'm so excited for Beyond the Spider-Verse next year. It's coming out next year on March 29th, and honestly, could it come any sooner? Because after Across the Spider-Verse, I am even more excited for Beyond the Spider-Verse now. After the ending of Across the Spider-Verse, I am just hyped. So yeah, maybe Beyond the Spider-Verse, if it becomes the new best Spider-Man film, then yeah, we've got an amazing trilogy right here. But yeah, so I'm so excited for Beyond the Spider-Verse. I'm so excited to see how it will continue the plot from Across the Spider-Verse. But yeah, Across the Spider-Verse is a brilliant movie. Everything about it is just absolutely amazing. I think it's my new favourite movie of the year, and I'm even more excited for Beyond the Spider-Verse after watching it. So yeah, with that, I'm going to give Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse a 10 out of 10. So with that, I'll see you guys next time, and bye.